Hey everybody, here again another one. Today I'm here to check out Death Note Season 1 Episode 8. So yeah, where I left off, I do no longer like this man Light at all. Granted, I probably shouldn't have, I probably shouldn't have given him any benefit of the doubt from the beginning, to be honest with you, but I feel like now it's just confirmed that this man no longer has like a moral sense anymore. This man really is just on a god complex killing spree at this point. So yeah, let's just see how much worse this gets in this episode. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be insane as the further we go on, but what does he do this time? Hold on, let me full screen this.
That was footage from surveillance cameras at the station. The death of one of the FBI agents is captured on here.
Let's see the following scenes again. Ray Penber passing the ticket gate on his way in, then him boarding the train, and finally the part where he dies on the platform.
Okay, let's see.
I think it's next to that.
Oh, here it is.
So based on the records I have here, Ray Penber comes through the west entrance of Shinjuku Station at 3:11 p.m. Then at 3:13 he boards a train on the Yamanote line. But even if he was following someone at that time, I think it's going to be very difficult for us to draw any real conclusions from this blurry video. Then at exactly 4:42 p.m. Oh, thank you very much, Watari. And at 4:42 p.m. he exits the train at Tokyo Station and dies on the platform.
It's quite strange, don't you think?
I'm sorry, what do you find strange?
Yeah, what is it? Did you notice something?
We know that Ray Penber got on the train, and then an hour and a half later he got off and died on the platform. But the Yamanote line only takes an hour to complete its circuit, and more importantly, there's the envelope.
What do you mean?
He's holding what looks like an envelope when he passes through the ticket gate.
Huh? You're right. It's there under his arm. But in the footage right before his death, it's gone. I can't believe you actually caught that.
Well, I don't see an envelope on this list of his personal effects.
Which means it was left on the train. And if you watch closely at the very end here, it seems like he's straining to look inside the train before the doors close. You can see right here.
If that's the case, do you think it could mean something?
This man's
Wouldn't it be
observational
interesting if
skills is
Kira
on
was on that
something
train?
else.
That's impossible.
I admit I find it hard to believe as well. There's no reason for Kira to come to the scene of his own crime when he can kill from a distance. Well, maybe he was counting on us to make that assumption and figured he could get away with such a bold move.
And then just continues to eat his green ice cream. What was that, like pistachio or something?
What's going on with you, Light? You haven't stopped writing criminals' names in the Death Note for 4 days straight, so what are you trying to prove? I don't see the point in writing these names weeks in advance. I've never seen the Death Note used like this.
Consider it insurance. Suppose the son of the detective superintendent of the NPA was hospitalized. If criminals stopped dying at the same time, it wouldn't be difficult to connect the two.
So that's what this is.
Are you sure that I can use any date as long as it's before the end of a person's predetermined lifespan?
Hold on, let me go back. Did I miss him say something?
Same time.
Weeks in advance. I've never seen the Death Note
Okay,
used
let
like
me hear this one more time.
Consider it insurance. Suppose the son of the detective superintendent of the NPA was hospitalized. If criminals stopped dying at the same time, it wouldn't be difficult to connect the two.
So that's what this is.
Are
Okay.
you sure that I can use
I went back because I thought this man said he's gonna hospitalize his own father. Okay. I feel like he's still gonna kill his dad. to
any
be
date
honest.
as long as it's before the end of a
I'm
person's
not gonna stop thinking
predetermined
that until it
lifespan?
happens or if it doesn't.
Well, I can't guarantee it because
I don't
we
put it past
Shinigami
this
don't
man to go
normally
to that
work
length.
that way. But I suppose any time before the end of their lifespan should work.
I really can't count on you, can I?
You got that right.
Yes? Yes, would you please hold for a moment? Ryuzaki, it's Yukita at the NPA. He says he's on the phone with someone from the tip line who has information for us.
Right, then give Yukita the number for line 5 and ask him to have the informant call that line instead. It'll be safer that way. Mr. Matsuda, it's okay for you to turn on your cell phone now. Actually, please turn it on right away.
Sure.
Yes, this is Suzuki, head of Kira's Investigation
He
Public
just takes
Information
his
Division.
phone.
Ray Penber's fiancée, Naomi Misora. I've heard that name before. So it's her. She's from the Los Angeles baby murder case. That's right. She was working under me. I guess she must have come to Japan with her fiancé. Well, apparently she's been missing since the day after her fiancé died.
I'm sure that anyone in her situation would be pretty depressed. Was it?
Suicide. No, the Naomi Misora I knew was strong, not to mention she was also an excellent FBI agent. If anything, it's more likely she'd be trying to catch Kira. It appears she came to Japan with Penber. It's possible that she may have found a lead. If that's the case, did Kira manage to get to her first? Everyone, at this point I'd like to focus our investigation on only those people who Ray Penber was tailing. In particular, he was assigned to 2 police officers and those closest to him.
Very well. Who are these 2 individuals he was investigating?
Deputy Director Kitamura, along with Detective Superintendent Yagami and their families. At this stage, I'd like to place wiretaps and surveillance cameras in both households.
I have to make sure there's no evidence left on this computer, just in case someone goes
Bro's
through
really
it.
deleting his search history right now.
Now I just
Sorry
have
if I
to
haven't
hide these
said
clippings from
anything
the
for a little
Death
bit.
Note
I'm just
computer.
genuinely interested by the dialogue that
It
I feel
seems
like I
like you're
have to
pretty
pay
skilled
attention.
with your hands. I bet you're pretty popular with the girls, aren't you?
Skill
Wow,
has nothing
really?
to do with it. It's your looks that count. I'm guessing you're not that popular, are you?
Huh?
Surveillance cameras?
Will they really
Ryuzaki?
just have the
I
time
don't see
to
how
put
you
in
could
that
even
joke?
consider this. If this got out, we'd have a civil rights scandal on our hands. We'd all lose our jobs.
You told me you'd be willing to risk your lives for this investigation, but you wouldn't risk your jobs?
Exactly.
Ryuzaki. What are the odds that Kira's in one of those households?
Maybe 10%. No, it's closer to 5%.
Seriously? I'm sorry, but it's not worth the risk.
No. Of all the people we've investigated so far, not one of them seemed even the least bit suspicious. Even if there's only a 1% chance, we simply can't afford to ignore it.
Chief?
I don't have to tell you how offended I am to learn my family is under suspicion. Having said that, just go ahead with it. And make sure you install them everywhere. I don't want any blind spots in the house, and that includes the bathroom.
Thank you very much. That was my
But I know
intention.
this ain't
Come
gonna
on,
work.
Chief. You don't have to agree to this.
Yes, he's right. Think about your family. You have a wife and daughter at home, don't you?
Yes, I'm
Screw
well aware of
it.
that fact. But there is no point in doing any of this if we can't be thorough. Now I suggest you keep quiet.
Just don't check the bathroom cams or something. Like, just don't be weird about it.
No, it's okay. Excuse me.
As a courtesy to the chief and his family, only he and the
No, but the thing is, like, I still don't think this is gonna work. Because obviously it doesn't, because I feel like in these first episodes, they're using all of the things you'd expect them to do. Just took it along. But no, like, they're using all the stuff you'd expect them to do in the first place. And I know it's not gonna work, so obviously it's gonna be, just get more and more, like, in-depth too as soon as it goes. And for the most part, this man might just take the Death Note and write it somewhere else where no one can see him at. Like,
I will conduct surveillance of their home. Watari, how long will it take to prepare the wiretaps and cameras we need?
also, they aren't even aware what the
Well,
Death Note,
starting
what
tomorrow,
the Death Note
I
is.
can set them up at
at
any
this point
time,
in the
provided
story.
we know when both houses will be empty.
Take him to Disney World.
See you later, Light. Yeah, see you tomorrow. What? No one's home yet. I'm home.
How's it going? I don't think anyone else is in the house.
And of
right
course
now.
he knows.
Do you want to play some video games?
Oh, could you even
Come
play
on,
video
it's been
games?
a while. You listening? Hey, Light.
I don't believe it. I never knew he went to such great lengths. What could he be hiding in there that he doesn't want anyone else to see?
For a 17-year-old kid, I wouldn't say this kind of behavior is particularly abnormal.
Yeah.
When I was his age, I did strange things too.
Oh no, we don't
Have
need
you ever
to.
talked to your son about the
We don't need to
investigation?
hear about
Of
your
course
adventures.
not. I've never once revealed classified information to my family. Besides, I don't get to see them too often these days, and usually as soon as I get home, all I can do is sleep.
I understand.
Where exactly are we going? Light, don't ignore me when I'm talking to you or I'll get mad.
Doesn't look like these clothes have been bugged. I think we're safe. Listen to me. There's a very strong possibility that there are wiretaps and maybe surveillance cameras hidden throughout my house.
Really? But that piece of paper was still in your door, wasn't it?
That's true, but I left the paper in the door in a way that it would be obvious to anyone entering the room. The real test is the handle.
It is?
When that door is closed, the door handle automatically returns to a horizontal position and it won't go any higher than that. But whenever I close the door, I adjust it slightly. Instead of letting it sit horizontally, I lower it by about 5 millimeters. When I get home and I try to open the door, if the handle is all the way up, I can be fairly certain that someone was in my room. But that method alone doesn't tell me if my door was actually opened. So I put a mechanical pencil lead in place as well.
So what do you do
Bro,
with it?
this man.
It goes on the hinge. After I close the door, I take the pencil lead and rest it on the hinge in such a way that it will break if the door happens to be opened by anyone. Normally, I'd take it out myself when I get back home. When I got home from school today, I noticed
Okay,
that the pencil
this
lead
man
was
is
broken.
annoying
Now that you
me,
mention
bro.
it, I
Because
do remember
dang it, this
that.
man just has
First
all the
the door handle,
counterattacks
Then the
in
lead,
the
I know
world.
someone was in there today.
Maybe it was your mother.
My family wouldn't have noticed the piece of paper. What's suspicious is that someone took the time to put it back in the door.
Hi there. Can I help you?
What's this all about? Are you buying a book about wiretaps and surveillance so you can figure this mess out?
By the way, Ryuk, what about your apples?
Apples? That's right, surveillance cameras. Once the apple's in my mouth, no one can see it. But while I'm holding it, it looks like it's floating.
I thought so. You told me that Shinigami can't die, so I guess it won't kill you to stop eating apples for a while.
Don't you think that's a bit much? Come on. I never told you this, but apples are to me what cigarettes and alcohol are to humans.
Dang.
Do you see what I'm saying? I even get withdrawal symptoms.
Bro,
Oh, yeah?
that's a problem.
What kind of symptoms?
My body gets all twisted. I do handstands. It's not pretty.
I don't need to see that.
I know.
Okay, here's the thing. Unfortunately, I already gave Elle the hint that Shinigami love apples, so I just can't afford to take the risk.
When did you...
If it's so important for you to eat apples, you'll have to find out where all the cameras are hidden. If you're lucky, you might find a blind spot where you can eat them without being seen. All right, let's go.
Yeah, a camera search. Sounds so interesting.
Yeah, but if you try turning off all the cameras in the place, wouldn't... Yeah, because that's the thing. If he tries to turn off all the cameras, obviously he'll know they'll be more suspicious. Because if you try to hide something like that from the cameras, obviously it means that you don't want them to see something. You're kidding me.
Oh, I have to find the cameras.
I
Oh,
can't
wow.
believe my son is looking at those magazines.
Of course.
It's normal for a 17-year-old. But it seems contrived. It's too obvious. The only reason he didn't want anyone in his room was because he had his magazines. That's what he wants us to think.
Hey, that's my son you're talking about. Are you honestly telling me that you suspect him?
Yes.
I do suspect him. That's why I placed wiretaps and surveillance cameras in your house and the deputy director's house.
I found a camera in the air conditioner.
So they really put cameras in here. They must have bugged the place as well. Even if this is the
And
kid...
like, look at the way he's laying down though. Like it wouldn't make sense that the magazines would be what he's hiding. Cause like no one just like who just sits there and like just like reads it so nonchalantly or something. Like, nah, bro, people would be going crazy if they had those things in their house. So it just wouldn't make sense like that they'd just be looking at it like a casual notebook or like a novel or something.
case. I didn't think the Japanese police would ever go this far. This must be Elle's idea, which means they've narrowed down their list of suspects. By now, they must have figured out that it was someone who Ray Pember was investigating, or they wouldn't have gone to all this trouble. These covers mislead you all the time. No. Given the situation, it's safer if I just assume I'm their prime suspect and the only one being watched. It'll be okay. Luckily, I prepared for this kind of situation.
Just bought multiples of them.
Oh, Light.
Hey, Light! Come on! Dinner's ready!
I love you. Always.
Not these Korean dramas.
Hideki Ryuga! I swear he's perfect! How come no one in my class is like that?
Sayu.
Because acting isn't real.
I'll eat later.
Hello, Mr. Aizawa. Are the Kitamuras watching television now?
Yes. He's not home, but the other four are watching while they eat dinner. It's Channel 4.
Watari, please contact the broadcasters and tell them to play our message.
Very well. Understood.
That's right. My parents met George Martin.
What's this? ICPO? They're saying that in response to the Kira murders, Interpol has decided to dispatch a force of 1,500 investigators to Japan. The investigators were drawn from the law enforcement agencies of its member nations. 1,500 investigators? Whoa.
Chances are they've got cameras in the living room as well. Regardless of whether this news is real or not, it's obvious they're just trying to evoke reaction from me. Hell, this is the exact same trick he used last time.
Wow.
The ICPO sure is stupid.
Huh?
I mean, there's no point in making this announcement. If they're gonna send all these people here to investigate, shouldn't they keep it a secret?
Even the FBI agents who were secretly investigating were killed by Kira. Why would this be any different? If you ask me, this is nothing more than a desperate attempt to shock Kira in the hopes that he'll reveal himself somehow. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Kira sees right through this.
Your son's clever, isn't he?
Well, yes.
Thanks for dinner, Mom.
Well, so that just makes me even more of a suspect.
You're eating a bag of chips? You just had dinner.
'Cause you wouldn't announce
Your good looks
that.
are gonna go down the drain if you keep that up.
It's a late night snack for studying.
Like, who displays that evidence in front of people?
I think that's it, Light. I found every camera they put in the house. I guess Shinigami get tired when they work hard. Now let me explain where they all are. It's a little bit complicated, so listen up. There's nothing I hate more than explaining something twice.
All right, it's time for me to hit the books.
There sure are a lot of cameras in this room. I counted 64 in total. I guess
Dang!
whoever put them here expected you to at least find some of them.
It has to be L. He had no qualms about putting a death row inmate in his place when he declared war on me. It's pretty clear he doesn't know any limits.
What I want to know is how am I going to be able to eat apple?
Bro, the fact that they put 64 in this man's room alone, like, they wanted this man. They want this man.
Obviously, that's impossible now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I guess you can't talk in here. But we'd better discuss this outside tomorrow.
Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Judging by the number of cameras he's planted, he's planning to make a decision within a short period of time. Any normal person would slip under these circumstances, but it won't be that easy with me, L. This is the closest I get!
And this man's eating chips while he does it, bro.
I've set things up so that criminals will continue to die over the next 3 weeks. But L is aware by now that Kira can control the times of death of his victims. Therefore, to avoid suspicion, L needs to see that criminals whose names are being broadcast continue to die while I have no access to that information.
Oh, the symptoms are starting!
Bro, how many...
I'm gonna show you.
Bro, the thing is, how many criminals do y'all have in y'all's prisons, bro? Like, this man can't keep this up forever. Like, at this point, like, just, I don't even know what to, like, cause, like, okay, how many prisons would they have in Japan in total? Cause Japan ain't that big, but the population is large. But even then, it can't be that large because it's such a small, like, island nation or something. I don't know, but still, like, there cannot be this many, like, criminals just left and right. And like I said, the possibility that some of those are, like, falsely in prison is a whole nother thing as well. So, like, come on.
With Ryuk's information and my preparations, I can continue to kill criminals whose names are broadcast on the news, while masquerading as a typical high school student studying for his entrance exams.
Wow.
Just watch me, El. I'll solve equations with my right hand and write names with my left. I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
Okay, what did
After
they think
dinner,
he's-
your
what
son
did they
just
think
goes
he's
back to
doing?
studying without turning on the TV or his computer.
It's because the entrance exams are 5 days away.
Now, a criminal who I should have no knowledge of will die of a heart attack in 40 seconds. And the witness to my alibi is El himself. All right, just a little bit longer.
Ryuzaki,
Yes, what is it, Watari?
a few minutes ago, a bank clerk being questioned on suspicion of embezzlement and a purse snatcher being held in a detention center were broadcast on the news. They both just died of sudden, inexplicable heart attacks.
It's him again.
While all that was happening at your home, your wife and daughter were watching television. When that was over, they turned the TV off and didn't watch anything afterwards. From just past 7:30 until now, 11 o'clock, your son's done nothing but study. Kira needs a name and a face. Without those, he can't kill. So I suppose anyone who didn't watch the news can't be Kira, right?
You said it yourself. That means my family has been cleared.
It doesn't make sense that Kira would kill two petty criminals right after their identities were broadcast. I know it's only the first day after the cameras were installed, but the Yagami household seems almost too innocent to me.
Exactly.
Light, are you up yet?
Yeah, I'm awake.
Today's garbage day, so if you've got any, bring it down with you, okay?
What a pain.
What are you talking about? You usually say there's no need to remind me, Mom.
Yeah. Another beautiful day.
Well, I can't say for sure whether you're extremely generous or just a spoiled brat.
Exactly.
But didn't that mini LCD TV cost you $400?
And just shrugs
Good
it off.
morning.
Bro spent $400 just to kill people in silence. I guess to him it's a small price to pay, I guess. This stupid so. But yeah, I guess that's just it for this one, dang it. Bro, I really am probably just gonna suffer through most of this show waiting for this man to lose. If he even loses at all. If he doesn't, I'm gonna be I'm telling you, I'm gonna crash out if this man doesn't lose in the end. But hey, I guess that was it for this one. Hope y'all enjoy, and God bless.